Hi there, welcome back to Plow and Pantry. I'm Alicia, and today I'm canning some mushrooms. I hit a good deal at Aldi and got a good sale on mushrooms. And I was actually thinking ahead to the holidays. We like to make pickled mushrooms. I know that sounds weird to some people, but we love them in our family. It's a definite have to have at Thanksgiving and Christmas. Normally, I buy canned mushrooms to make the pickled mushrooms with. And I like to buy the button mushrooms, not the stems and pieces, the ones that look like this in a jar. And they are really expensive now. They didn't used to be that expensive, but now they're almost $3 for a little jar, and I use like 4 of those. So here I spent $1 each on the containers of mushrooms, and so I will be doing 4 pint jars. I have these washed and hot. Just got them out of the soapy water for $4. I'm actually hoping to have a little bit left over too for just salad, and maybe I'll make a steak with mushrooms and onions. Right now I'm just trimming up the stems and making them their cute little button shape. And this is, I just follow the directions from the National Center for Home Food Preservation. I can link the mushroom post on there for you below. But they suggest trimming. I don't know how much you actually have to trim a stem if it's bad for canning, but I just do it because they say it and because the buttons look cute. First step to canning mushrooms, though, is to trim it and then let it soak in cold water. So I just filled this up with cold water from the sink and let them soak for 10 minutes. Then I will be swapping out that water, rinsing them, cleaning them with fresh water. This helps just get a lot of the dirt that's just sitting on top of or on the outside of the mushrooms, just helps it kind of loosen and fall off during that time. So I'm getting all of these into the bowl of cold water here. This one has a bruised spot. I'm going to keep that one out. For canning, you only want the ones that are like in the best shape. See, that is why we want to soak these. But for canning, you only want the mushrooms in the best shape. So if there are any after washing that look a little bit too bruised or not in great shape, I will keep those out to be my fresh ones to have this week in my salads or on steak or just on our veggie tray, because we like to put it out there with carrots and celery and sugar snap peas and stuff like that right on our veggie tray. We like mushrooms that way too. So I'm just getting these all chopped, stems chopped off and into the cold water, and I will see you when I'm done. Okay, now that I have all of these trimmed up and in the bowl, I'm just going to let them sit for 10 minutes, and then I will rinse and wash them. All right, these have done their 10-minute soak, and then I went ahead and re-cleaned them in fresh water, and then I put them in here with fresh water again. I trimmed the really big ones into halves and kept the smaller ones whole. They need to come to a boil and boil for 5 minutes before we can get them into jars. My 5-minute timer just went off, so I'm going to get these drained and then put into jars. Now that I have those drained, let's see, I had put some hot water in these jars just to keep them warm enough. And I have my mushrooms here. Let me grab a spoon. And I thought I had all this out and ready. Okay. Let's see how many jars I can fill with this. I think I decided that I'm going to use my scraps to make some mushroom stock. I have mostly stems there. There weren't as many of these that needed to be non-canned with bruises and stuff as I thought there would be. So that's mostly stems, which are totally edible. I could also feed them to my chickens, but I just decided I would like to have just a couple jars of mushroom stock in my pantry because that will be delicious for cooking risotto or rice or something like that. Okay, I totally thought when I put these out of the package, I totally thought that they were going to be filling each jar, maybe have some left over. I'm just going to fill 2 jars here. That's all I got. So 4 8-ounce containers of mushrooms makes 2 pint jars. That's all there is. Because there really is not, they don't look that shrunken down to me from cooking, but I guess they shrunk down more than it looks like. Double check those sizes. Yeah, 8-ounce containers. Okay, well, these are nice and clean for another time. All right, at this point, by the way, these are a 1-inch headspace, if I did not mention that. Oh, one of the things in the National Center for Home Food Preservation directions is a optional 1/8 teaspoon of citric acid to preserve color. I normally don't care about that because I know where my stuff is coming from and the color doesn't bother me, but I happen to already have citric acid from something else, so I just pulled it out and added to it, so why not? Sorry, I just had an alarm go off. Checking my son's flight. He is coming home today to visit for the weekend, and it has been an arduous journey for him with flight delays and cancellations and diversions, being diverted. It's been crazy. All right, I'm debubbling. You do tend to have trapped air with mushrooms, so it's a good one. Okay, I think I'm going to take one mushroom out of here. I might have to this year because I've never made pickled mushrooms with my own home canned mushrooms before. I might have to do it both ways and just kind of compare which way does it taste as good or the same as when I use store-bought canned or jarred mushrooms. All right, I'm gonna get the rims wiped. And lids and rings on, fingertip tight. So I'm gonna go get my canner. These do need to be pressure canned, and they are 40 minutes. There. Vinegar, water.